Let's back it up to like just generally how a venture fund works. And I know some of you all know this, some of you don't. So bear with me if you do know this, and if you want to contribute to the conversation, feel free. So venture funds. Really, arguably venture funding actually, I would say, started kind of more with the whaling industry back in the 1800s. Why the whaling industry? There's actually a good book, I think it's just called The History of VC. It's not a creative title. And because the whaling industry, when you think about it, so this is when they relied on oil for everything, and so they got it from whales. So you think about it, whaling industries, you have to have a massive amount of money to fund these fleets. So the big wealthiest families are the ones who did it, and they would also often have to come together to kind of form a syndicate and be like, we are going to fund these 5 boats to go out, hoping that one boat comes back with the big whale that then pays us back for everything. So that's the basic concept of like kind of how venture got started. And then those same families were the ones who made a lot of money and then kept saying, okay, now we're going to fund businesses. Now we're going to fund really deep technical things. Really in the 1960s was when I kind of took off and became not mainstream by any sense, but like more of like you have your set funds. That's like when a lot of the old school, well-known funds came about. Many of them were funded by the traditional families and money that came from those traditional families. Once those funds went into mostly like chip and kind of deep tech, then those founders then could start their own companies and kind of is a cyclical thing. You fund someone, they make a lot of money, they create their own venture fund, like on and on. So that's kind of how, again, there's a really great book. There's a lot of reading you can do if you want to go into it, but like very brief, 30-second industry history.